Hello everybody, welcome. We're just waiting for Rye to log in, and I'm heading towards the Rye place. Hello Orca, hello Doodles. I hope your day has been well. Unfortunately, I'm still a little under the weather from the last couple of days. And whatever I had, I think I gave it to Baron because now he's in low power mode too. So I've sent him off to bed to make sure he's all keeps warm and gets plenty of rest. Made sure he has water. That way he stays hydrated and not dehydrated. Yeah, Doodles. It's seen things. The fact that there's still a breathable atmosphere actually kind of amazes me. Technically, our last planet shouldn't have had a breathable atmosphere, but there we go. We're running around with no helms on. And just waiting for Rye to finish up gaming with their dad. I think I left Rye in Solution 9, so that's where I'm heading. Slowly but surely. Nope, waffles here for later. Let's have a little onion instead. They have actually explained that we are running around inside of a particular mare that has an aether dome on it to trap atmosphere so people can breathe. That's why you have the Loprats running around without any problem. But once you get outside that mare, you're in trouble. But there were long-running jokes about that Orca when Endwalker was about to come out, and we knew at some point we were going to the moon because of how the trailer played out. And at the time, Hrothgar and Viera could not wear helmets, so there was a lot of them choking and dying in space. Yeah, well, logic and Loprats, you are correct, Doodles. I just got out of doing a 1 through 10 solo Pilgrim's Traverse, and it went very smoothly. That scares me for the rest of it, but I kind of ran out of time before I could do another floor set. It's either that or I take all night doing that, and we never get to the moon! Did send an invite to Rye. Yes, I did. Okay. Looks like they're coming on, slowly but surely. And they are indeed in Solution 9. Oh, good. I hope they're feeling okay. I know sometimes, especially the pneumonia shot, can occasionally kind of take it out of you, but that's a far better end result than actually getting pneumonia, that's for sure. Always get your shots. I still need to go in and get my most recent COVID and measles, and probably the local flu. My trick is I have to schedule it around my allergy shots, which is easier said than done. I'll go this way, just to be different. Hopefully Rai will get on voice soon. Otherwise, not much has been happening. I did kind of sketch a Moogle on my watercolor, my tiny little watercolor block. I was hoping to get to it last night, but I've just got no gumption. I'm in like low power mode.
Low gumption mode.
Action asked me this afternoon if I wanted to try a learning party of the Doom Train EX, and I was like, no. I have to take care of Baron, and I'm in low power mode. Not happening. So is that your evil twin brother, Windus?
Apparently.
Hi, you should check your mail.
Oh dear. Yeah, there's 3.
Not my fault.
Yes, it is. You mentioned it to him. It's all your fault.
You know this is how he shows he cares.
Yeah. Okay then.
Okay, then what?
The delicious Lullafell we just went by.
I don't have name tags up, so...
Chocolate chip cookie.
Okay. That's a very Lullafell name.
Okay, let's secure that. Let's see here. No, that's okay, it looks like there's only 1 per mail. I was worried that they'd each have like 5 items in them.
No, I don't think he'll do that to you.
He has before.
Yes, yes, he has.
Oh, and there's 2 in the second one. Okay, 1 in the first, 2 in the second. That means I can expect 3. But not by the title. Yeah, just 1. Since the message was just a ring. This letter had an unfamiliar ring to it.
Yeah, that's action.
Okay.
Oh, people would be all over playable Loprats.
Yes, yes they would.
Are you ready to head to the moon? Or do you want to do some
Nope.
melding first?
I'm gonna have to do a bunch of stuff first. Come on, let go. Okay, let's keep with that. So go down this one at a time. So 2 perceptions.
How many items did you get total?
4.
Okay, what I'm gonna do...
Uh-oh.
Hand me back what you don't use.
Right. You see, gathering is at a premium.
Yeah, well...
Okay, so... Head is 2 perception. Actually, I should probably do that again.
That's not painful.
Yeah, I thought those were 10s and that was a 12. Meow.
Oops. It happens. Why did you hand me back these 12s when they just could have absorbed into the stacks I gave you?
I didn't hand you anything.
Then why do I suddenly have one of each?
I have no idea.
I am very confused.
Join the club. Okay, we're gathering.
I handed you my entire stack, but no.
Ants. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, and 1 each.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but apparently there was another breach of Persona today. That's the third-party vendor that Discord's trying to go through for age verification.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to hack the site. The server was unencrypted. They just did a web ping.
Wow. Guys, wow.
This is why people are angry at Discord.
Yeah, I've heard of it. And if that keeps up, it'll go beyond, go from angry to lawsuit.
Yeah, I've gone and closed off my Discord Nitro.
Yeah. Okay, that gets all of that updated. Now to talk to Asara.
Is she getting your hand-me-downs?
Yeah, she's my minor. And I keep forgetting to change this out, so this is... No, she's actually mostly in 90s, but there's... Yeah, okay. Lately, I've been actually remembering to do things with this. Amazing. That's the ring. Put things in the way. Okay. You want some 10s?
I have stacks of 10s that they can be absorbed into, but no one's using them, so they might be going away soon.
Let me know before they go away.
But I can indeed absorb 10s. By the way, I was able to get a new mountain minion the other day.
Okay. Yeah, there will be a second batch.
Kinda figured.
It ended up at 6 different items. Now we'll have to step outside where you can show it off.
I figured I could show it off on the moon.
That's outside.
Are you ready?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't want to suddenly take off when you're not ready, so I figured I'd ask.
Yes, do not take off every zig.
Oh,
You don't know what you're doing.
I can't believe that's 20 plus years old now.
With another 100 gray furs. Okay, now I'm ready.
Now you're ready?
Yes.
Off to the moon! They don't do it because they do it via connections between Aether points in the route. But it would be evil if the gill for going to Best Waysboro or any target on the moon changed depending on where it is in the moon cycle because of the orbit.
Yeah, the thing is the distance for that actually, would not change that much compared to the distance just from Ithurus to the moon in the first place.
Oh, that sounded unfortunate. So this new mount, let's do this over here.
And looks like we're still on the same log.
Over here.
There you are.
Says it's on this page. There it is. I got me a Brachiosaurus.
Okay, where'd you get that from?
3,500 hunt marks.
Okay.
Note,
the nuts or
mhm.
the nuts or the Centaurio seals?
Sack of nuts.
Nuts. Kind of what I figured. Yeah, I need to check in on that at some point.
Note, you can only have a max of 4,000. I actually had to cap to get this
Probably
guy.
max. Or I probably just haven't enough.
Let's see if they've done anything in
I'm
the
at
meantime.
1,200. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any new progress.
Yes, there is.
I think.
A stone to
Sure.
guide us.
That is new.
Because we...
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah, the last we had was burrowing in.
Would have been the last one. Okay. A stone to guide us. The aforementioned structure in the ruins, which we've come to call the Guide Stone, has been successfully reactivated. As if in response, crystals throughout the ancient corridors lit up with a soft lamp-like glow. As we uncover these small glimpses into the past, one cannot help but wonder what this place looked like in the age of the Voyagers. What purpose was it built to fulfill? Did these halls once teem with eager researchers as they do now? The key to these mysteries, among others, likely lies within the Metrahedron, a massive crystalline terminal discovered at the heart of the burrow. Preliminary observations suggest it to be a small-scale replica of the euhedron itself. If, like the dormant giant of terra firma, the Metrahedron can likewise be reawakened, then we may have our answers. Okay then.
I can't play the
That
video
must be
log while
behind
on a
the-
mount.
That must be behind the second door then.
No, that was the
Okay,
crystal
that's the
behind the
second
first
door.
door. There's the second door. Oh my.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at this.
Wanna head there now?
Sure.
Let's see if I can map this correctly. Looks like we can just take this straight through.
Admittedly, I keep ending up thinking of Omnilingual, which is an H.B. Piper short story. Of course, he was writing in like the late 50s through the 60s. And the idea is, we've started getting out into space. We have discovered the ruins of a civilization on Mars. And,
Oh, that did not go through. Sorry, we need to backtrack.
Oh.
I thought it went
And,
one way and
that
it
was
went another.
some time ago, so you're dealing with basically archaeologists and researchers some time after research has begun, and they've basically, figured out, okay, this is their writing and everything like that, and have even said, okay, we know what they look like from statuary and such. They can probably use similar sounds, and they've even got a phonetic theory on the language going. We have no idea if this is anything like what it would have sounded like, but it is consistently pronounceable by us. So, maybe. But of course, there's absolutely no reference. It's not like they can find familiar names or use, translations from other languages or anything. They're completely adrift. So they've got no way to translate anything because there's just no starting point. And the story is largely a discussion of that sort of thing. And of course, this was a somewhat advanced civilization, actually. And they find what is effectively a Rosetta Stone at the end of the story. They find what they realize is basically the periodic table of the elements.
Ah.
So they can start going, okay, yeah, that would have to be hydrogen, and that's helium. No, that's hydrogen, that'd be the atomic weight, and it's just listed as like 1+ instead of giving a decimal. But suddenly they realize they know what the plus and minus symbols are.
Right.
And that's kind of the end of the story, is as they realize they have something to work with.
Now there's our rock formations.
Yeah. And by the way, anyone who likes SF out there and more classic SF, go find H-Beam Piper. He was really good. As you can attest.
Yes. Gotta branch off this way.
Yeah. Crystal deposits on the far wall. Huh.
Definitely a room for
Okay.
something.
There is some collapse on the walls. That's what's causing that. Because I'm seeing these piles of dirt and I'm looking up and going, well, the ceiling seems to be perfectly intact.
No,
It's mostly
no.
the walls that have given.
And what's down here? This is another hallway branching off, but I want to check forward. Yeah, that is indeed much like the giant crystal in the back of the main complex.
Yeah. And note some of the things in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
Dilys.
Awakening the Guidestone led us here to another crystal slumbering in the ruins. The Megahedron. Metrahedron. Yes. That's what he said. With a slur.
I heard it. Ah.
With this latest discovery, I believe we can categorically state these tunnels are the remnants of an ancient mine. At the very least, the crystals appear to have formed here naturally. Like the Euchedron, the crystals probably functioned as a vast data storage device. Of course, until we activate it, I cannot offer much more than conjecture. One thing is certain, the Metahedron is a far better state than its terra firma sibling. I dare say its location underground offered it a degree of protection against gravitational anomalies. I have high hopes for the successful reactivation. Unless it creates more gravitational anomalies. I think Oasis has suffered enough here.
And Urka, there's a couple of things. One, MMOs and the such tend to suffer from monumental architecture, so the actual scale of this place should probably be a bit smaller.
Note, the reason why MMOs specifically suffer this is they found that this was one of the easiest ways to alleviate motion sickness in the players.
Oh, really? It's a motion sickness thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
The other thing is, with some of these formations and everything, it's possible that this was actually more, to me, it tends to look more like it was maybe like a transportation network. And it might just have used, rather large, effectively subway cars.
Also, keep in mind
those.
that a lot of people think of tiny mines and mine shafts, and that's true when you're doing exploration drilling. But there are mines that are freaking massive. I am reminded of the big salt mine under Detroit, I think it is. That you could basically shove skyscrapers into and...
Yeah, that's more of an underground quarry at that point.
Yeah. But it is officially a mine because a quarry is open face. A mine has, is enclosed. That's the difference from words.
Oh, yes. But you know what I'm getting at.
And of course,
the quarry is, of course, also just a place where you are taking out large chunks, and the purpose is to have those large chunks, whereas in the mine, you're generally doing a lot of excavation just to get to something relatively small.
Mm-hmm. The other thing
the
is,
salt mine, I bet you they were just curving out chunks of salt.
I would totally not be surprised if we're considered the midgets of the universe.
Yeah.
Because the ancients were giants. And I would not be surprised. The only reason why we shrunk was because of the sundering.
Yes.
So I would not be surprised if planets that have not undergone, and civilizations that have not undergone a similar pressure would be just as tall.
Yeah, that's going to be very
given the
bad
gravity
for
base.
walls.
Okay, I'm going to pause here, let you do a round or two, because I need to use the bathroom again, because my gut is being stupid! Oh, I hate my gut.
Well, the quote-unquote good news... The quote-unquote good news is I already have as many Cosmic Minor 1 points as I need. I just need 2, 3, 4, and especially 5. Of course, 5 tends to be my bane. Okay, 1 and 5, 3 and 2, 1 and 4, 5 and 2. Boy, half of them want to give me 1 points, which I am already got enough of and am near max on. Yes, we're doing the EX Extreme Mining Analysis, which I've actually already gotten gold on now. Where is this one? Now, oh, right. Hopefully Smudge can hear me. Because Smudge was mentioning Osprey Publishing just the other night. And I found out that they're actually having a sale right now. No, not only are they still around, they're having a sale. If you have to go directly through their site to, of course, get the sale. And what am I doing? Really? Okay, okay. That. Oh, yeah. But if you go through Osprey and you get their electronic books, it's like 40% off on, seems like just about everything except for what's been released in the last month or two. If you want physical books, it's more variable. But yes, I have gotten myself a few books.
Yay?
Yes, yay, verily. Especially since one is an older Men-at-Arms book. He's comparatively older. Which is, it's on the Hussite Wars, which is something I've always wanted to know a bit more about, and is illustrated by Angus Fry.
Ah, good old Angus!
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I make that. Osprey specializes in effectively history, but particularly clothing.
Well, they do military history,
Mm-hmm.
and they do, in general, they are doing more general books these days, but they generally do shorter books, a bit lighter, somewhat aimed at like the wargaming and miniatures crowd, which is why they tend to focus on the uniforms and equipment, so you can paint your miniatures accurately. But they got started in like the late 60s doing effectively like trading cards of like military aircraft and tanks and things like that. And they started putting descriptions on the back of the cards. And they realized they were getting kind of popular from that. So they then started a series of books called Vanguard, where they went into, tanks and things like that. And one of the things is, remember, this is like 1970, is they do like this 48-page book that's all black and white, except that they'd have 8 pages of color illustrations, generally all new art from, full-page illustrations from, an actual illustrator. And that was their big thing. From there, they then started the Men-at-Arms series, which was on more soldiers and everything, and they cover a little bit of everything. There's plenty of books on World War II. There's plenty of books on Napoleon. There's a good number on the American Civil War. Do note that this is a British company, so yeah, you get a lot of Napoleonic stuff. And since then, they've gone on and do other things. They've got the Elite books, which are basically just the Men-at-Arms books, but a bit longer and with even more of the color illos. And in the late 70s, all these color plates they're doing had to have various people doing them, and like the Men-at-Arms stuff began in kind of the typical military uniform book style, which is basically static fashion plates. Then they hired this fellow from South Africa called Angus McBride. He was a great illustrator and started getting more ambitious with what he was doing and started talking Osprey into it. So you then get a lot of these pieces just being very nice pieces of art in their own right, and they are often scenes showing these people reacting to each other and having full backgrounds so you can see what kind of environment they were dealing with and all sorts of things like that. Sadly, he passed away 15 years ago now. And I have to say they've kind of semi-reverted to the fashion plate style in some
No.
yeah. But, so they've got those. They've got the Warrior series, which is like detailed looks at arms and equipment. Like they do one on, they had one on, Anglo-Saxon Thanes, and they show, this is, what their armor looked like. This is how all the pieces of it go together. This is their sword. These are the pieces of the sword. Here's the different types of pommel and everything. This is how it gets hammered onto the tang. Things like that. Just lots of intricate detail on how it all goes together. They've got a Fortress series where they talk about fortifications. They've got the Campaign series, which is what the other two books I bought were, where they go more into, here's, a bit of background on what happened, and then we will give you the detail with, nice full color kind of isometric perspective maps showing, this is how it was all laid out, and this is where they moved, and so on. Those books tend to be very good. Which is why I got two of them. They also are thicker and more expensive. For a more general audience, they have the essential histories, which in print are like comic book size, except that they're like 60 pages, and they have lots of illos and maps and things like that, and they give you the main things you want to know about a subject. Like they have one on the Norman conquest of England, things like that. All of these books, one of the things they do is they have, they tend to have maps, they have the colored plates, they have lots of pictures of actual artifacts from the time. For the more ancient subjects, it's whatever archaeology is dug up, and these are often coming from the author's own photo collections. So they are really nice books if you want visual reference on things. And of course, I got turned on to them by Baron because, of course, as an artist who likes doing a lot of historical subjects, guess what? He has a lot of... Hi there. He got a lot of them purely for the visual reference. And of course, he is a big Angus McBride. Can't imagine.
We all are.
Well, yeah, but he started it.
The man who claims he cannot draw horses or chainmail for his life, and he's one of the better horse and chainmail artists out there.
Yeah. Everybody in this household would love to be able to draw chainmail or horses as well as he does. With possibly the exception of Smudge, who can probably do horses that well.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
I'll admit, one of the pieces that I just fell in love with, and I'm tempted to buy a second copy of the book simply so that I can snip out the one printed page so we can have it hanging on our walls.
Oh dear.
If I could ever afford or track down the original, I would.
Yeah.
There's this one pic he did of a gladiator who has survived his round through the gladiators and now is a head of a gladiator school, sitting at a desk in an office, trying to figure out the accounting books.
Yes.
Well, there's this dog laying underneath the desk, and he's kind of kicked off his sandals and has put his foot on his dog to pet it while he's stressing over this accounting.
Yeah, and those are the sorts of color plates that Angus McBride started doing instead of, the pure static fashion plate stuff. Everything that gives me 5s gives me 1s, and I've got more than enough 1s.
Yeah.
Sure. Try that one. Oh.
Yeah, it was one of his later pieces, but he did a lot of really good ones.
Yeah. That one is from the Elite. I think it's an Elite book and not a Minotaurans. The Gladiators. He has a bunch of good pieces in there, showing things, and that's his main kind of character piece for the book. Yeah, I want this first. And yeah, that was one of his laters. One of his kind of earlier ones where he was being let loose to do this sort of stuff was The Normans, which was an elite book. And mostly on the British Normans and not like, South Italy and such. And there's this one piece in there where it's in this Norman castle. And there's this, basically young hotshot knight wooing a lady, and her father is stalking Anne with a extremely pissed off look on his face and drawing his sword.
Yeah, that kid's not gonna survive. Do not anger the dad.
If he runs fast enough, he will. But yeah, he does not approve of this match.
Hello, Octi. There was another one talking about petards. And a lot of people don't really know what a petard is. Do you know what a petard is?
Oh, yes.
It's effectively a early form of a hand cannon on top of a stick.
Well, effectively, it would be considered something of a grenade, is kind of what a grenade started evolving from. But yeah, it's basically this large explosive device at the end of a stick. And you're supposed to basically place it against the door of a fortress to blow it open when it goes off. Of course, you're at the other end of the stick, which is still way too close.
Yeah, hence, if you've been hoisted on your own petard, it means that things have gone very, very badly.
Generally, it refers to it going off too early and it blows you up while you're still holding it close.
Yeah. But there's this one pic of a, I think it was a Norman raiding another settlement.
No, it'd be later than that.
Yeah, but
you're post-Norman when you've got gunpowder.
But he's in full... I remember the full chainmail helm. It's basically the barboot top with the chain going around the eyes, so you can only see his eyes. And he's come around this corner, and there's a guy at the other end with a petard coming towards him. And the expression on his face. Yeah, you're not making this out, buddy. The other guy might not make it out either, but yeah, you're totally not getting out.
Yeah. And then, one of the books where they just kind of let him go wild is an Elite series book called The Greeks. Like I said, the Men-at-Arms, you have like the 8 color plates. The Elites are a bit bigger, you have 12. And normally what it is you get some history, some descriptions, photos of, artifacts with captions to go with it to help give you reference. And, there will be a short description of the plates at the end of the book, giving, and this is where we're interpreting things and so on. And in this book, it's the 12 color plates, and the entire book is descriptions of the plates.
Yeah.
They spent 60 pages just describing the 12 plates.
Well, he put a lot in them.
Oh yeah, he did. So that was very much the Angus McBride celebration book. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, chains and gathers.
But yeah, part of it is that a lot of his stuff had character. And it wasn't
had life.
It wasn't just the animals and the people. It was everything.
Yeah, and that was one of the things, is the horses had character and life.
And the sad part is most of what people know him for is the stuff he did for Iron Crown for the Lord of the Rings roleplay.
Middle Earth role-playing game, yes. And he did a good job on those, too.
Oh, yes, he did.
But, yeah. His historical stuff was really good. And I have to say, I like it better than his Middle Earth stuff. I don't care for some of his designs.
Though you have to admit, the meme that is his Sauron staring at the Palantir was well worth it.
Yeah, I need to see that. Don't really remember that piece well.
But yeah, that particular meme image, that was actually Angus McBride. And I think he passed away about 10 years ago now? I could be off on that.
More than that.
We'd already moved into here when he passed away.
I think so, but just barely. It has been quite a while that Osprey has had to make do without him. And they have some people who are not bad, but they're not Angus. Gary Embleton has gotten better, thankfully. Because he's kind of their regular. And he's good, he's just not that good. But it's a really tough part to hit. Why did I not? So yeah, I got the Hussite Wars, Men-at-Arms, and then 2 of the campaign books. Conquest of Saxony, which is Charlemagne before he's crowned emperor, taking on a part of modern Germany. And then Hansaldo and Busan, which is something I know a little bit about, but is almost unknown. Basically, towards the end of the Japanese Warring States period, right after Nobunaga is killed, and his number 3, I can never remember his name, takes over. To basically keep all these semi-unemployed samurai busy, he invades Korea.
Oh, that won't go wrong.
Well, at first it went very well. Basically, Korea just was completely unable to deal with the experienced samurai armies that were coming at them. On the other hand, what this book is about is the naval campaigns, where you have this South Korean, they call him Admiral, but I have a feeling in that day and age, the separation between Army and Navy is not nearly that solid. But he basically puts together a force and starts sinking all the Japanese ships that are protecting, troops and supplies coming across.
Of which, I should probably get you back on the anime Engoys.
Yes, yes, you should.
I mean, it's grim, but if you know history, you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, I think, the second invasion of the Mongols into Japan.
The second attempt, yes. Which is the one that ends with the Divine Wind.
But it's about a little island that's kind of being a breakwater to that invasion before the Divine Wind appears.
Yes. Because that entire sequence of events is several months. The general description you hear doesn't sound like it, but it actually took a fair amount of time for all of that to happen. And a lot of it is kind of what happened really was less, this miracle typhoon comes up and more, with all the problems of just trying to extend your reach that far, the Mongols take long enough that it gets into typhoon season when the invasion did not start then.
Good anime, but be prepared for Shakespearean tragedy. And blood. Lots of blood. They do not pull their punches.
Of course.
Hey, let's be honest. It is an anime that is not aimed at a young audience. It is aimed at an older audience trying to teach a little bit of history and being a drama in the process.
Sure. But yeah, I've actually read a fairly good book on the war that is basically looking at it from the Chinese point of view. Because, China was basically watching this invasion of Korea happening and getting more and more nervous.
Maybe Doodles knows the name of it. There was an anime, I want to say early 2000s, maybe a little earlier than that dealt with a Japanese defense cruiser getting stuck in time and showing up in World War II, and them trying to get home without changing the effects of the war, because they realized really early on that their countrymen are going to die, and that's horrible, and they could do something about it and maybe completely change the face of the war because they've got this modern cruiser. And realizing they shouldn't, because of everything that happened after the war has put Japan in so much of a better state and prosperity.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have happened if the war hadn't happened.
Middle either. Yeah. Yeah, so it's basically, the Japanese side of Final Countdown, but a lot more thoughtful, which isn't hard.
What am I doing? I am accepting this one. So yeah, that's one that we've been waiting to see, but we've been having a hard time tracking it down because we're not kind of tuned into all the 7C sites, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah, I think it I'm trying to remember if it ever came over here.
It did come over here. There was an English dub, which was...
Just didn't last very long.
As far as I understand, the dub was workmanlike.
Which I believe was kind of par for the course for when it came out.
That is correct. So, the Tang. I will have to try and keep an eye out for that one. Because I heard about it and it went, this is awesome. This is the exact kind of anime that this household likes. Why can't I find it?
Need more 5 points.
Well, hopefully the new gear is helping.
So far, so good. I haven't been running into the truly problematic ones, but certain other ones have been noticeably easier.
Yeah, there's been a few other historical animes. Generally, they tend to be kind of weak sauce. I mean, everyone points at Rurouni Kenshin, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I liked like the first disc of the series, and then it started getting less and less historical. And getting through second season at all was a struggle.
That's why you've never finished all of it.
No, I have seen You Got Me finally through the end of second season. I've never seen third.
That's what I meant. You've never seen all of it.
Okay. Yeah. After second season, I just had no interest left.
Yeah, getting 5s are gonna be the trouble.
Yeah, they are the trouble.
Ooh. Can I do that one? This one's gonna be evil.
Hiya. How evil is it?
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this one.
Oh dear.
But it was the only thing with 5s.
Do look down in the Bs. Because I did have one round where there was a B class thing that was giving me more 5s than anything in the As.
Fingers crossed.
Ah. Reduction.
Ah, 10 short.
Woohoo! Fine. Okay. 6, 8. Also generates ones, but I think it's worth it at this point. Oh god, it's either enrichment or survey.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Okay,
copper
it's
if I get
that
that
one.
much.
Yeah, I'm about to try the one that I could only ever get copper in. So let's see how this does. It's down by unmoored acre, that's right.
Yep, copper.
Oh, also, one bit of advice for people: if you do go and find the Osprey Publishing website and order anything, they do offer their books, at least some of them. Some of them they haven't translated into electronic at all, but the electronic ones are generally available in EPUB or PDF. I highly recommend getting them in PDF because of all the illustrations and everything. The EPUB format just kind of falls apart.
With that said, getting copper will still give me 15 fives.
That's nice. Okay. I didn't see that. What was happening? Meh. A big chance there. I'm certainly off to a much better start than I've ever been able to do, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough. Come on. Yeah, I don't have. And right.
Look out! It's a Yan! He can cook!
Oh no! Can he cook you?
You better believe he can cook me.
He's masonry 31. Oh, great. That's it.
Can I make it? Fingers crossed! Because if I can get a gold... Nope, I lost it. Got a silver, though.
Good.
So that's something at least.
Yes.
How am I doing on fives? I need a lot of fives.
Bronze, and I think I missed it by maybe 20 seconds. Me. Oh. That's something radio left. I was hoping I'm in time. One of those limited missions.
Yeah, that's kind of been what I've been working on that I've been struggling with.
I keep forgetting to check for them. But yeah, 13 5 points is not to be sneezed at.
Hey, cat dude! We're running a little late because we're stubborn.
Yes. Yeah, that's the word. Uh-huh, sure.
Oh, we are stubborn. It's after our allotted time, and we're sitting here continuing our mining exploits.
I hadn't even noticed.
Because we're stubborn!
Yeah, well, yes. What's your point? Yeah, this has some rather nasty time requirements, doesn't it?
That'll help. Can I do it? Oh, I think I'm just gonna miss it. Yeah, I missed it by 1/8 of reduction. Got silver though, so
Yeah, I've got like a minute to go, and I need like another 8. Fortunately, I'm kind of out of GP.
yeah, I'm kind of sucking fumes on GP too, and that's even with using high cordials.
That, I think I just got it. I hope I get it in time. One short! I'm at 44 or 45, and I'm 6 seconds away from my goal.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh.
That's why I've been running through all night with this one.
gonna be a fight to get the turn in time for the silver, though I think I've got it. Silver.
At least it's something.
The silver is the big one. Unless they've changed the ratios, you get like 3 or 4 times as much from a silver as a bronze, and then it only goes up 1 further multiple for the gold. So you care about the silver far more than you care about the gold, other than whatever the chaining of golds does. 5, 6, 4, 7. Back to sound.
Not that far away from max Cosmo credits.
Well, that's how you get your very own flying pommel.
Yeah, well. Okay, how am I looking? Still need 4s and 5s.
How's your 5s looking?
Not as great as I'd like. I'm at 644 of 900.
637, so I'm at least close to you, but yeah, we are not close to getting this. We should probably pack it up until, like, Monday.
Oh, we're so close! Not even.
No, we're not. That's the problem.
Oh, shit! And there goes my gold.
Oh, no.
Because I hit a button and didn't realize it was on the other side of the map!
Oh.
Because I am a dope! Dur, 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 dur.
Okay, 672 of 900. Which means, you know, like 230 to go, and getting 5s is just slow.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's the same thing. found. 2 items just found.
Yeah, these
the
missions
new
have
ones,
kind of gotten
naturally.
harder.
Yeah. Of 5 points are just being ridiculous. And I have bad news.
Hmm?
We'll eventually get another named main item. The improvements from there, which is the stuff that's new to when they introduced Oasis, has 6 points.
Of course it does!
Yeah. I don't want to think about the amount of pain that's going to be. 707 of 900. Yeah, I think we need to pack it in.
Sorry.
And no, Cat Dude, we're not mining bronze. We were doing mining and getting bronze ratings.
Yeah, because everything's scored.
I'm headed towards rest, relaxation, and coffee.
I will be there in a minute. Or 2.
Rest, relaxation, and automat. Yes. Bronze is in 3rd place. Which they use in other places, you know, like for fates and the such. Let's see what I extract.
Oh god, this mount kills me every time.
Enemy 11. Okay, orbiting way. I'm here to spend more credits than I should. Okay, credits.
I got the Senor Sabotender as a mount.
Ah,
Which of course is the big thing that the
Yes.
gold saucer is part of. Yeah.
yep, there it goes.
Can I get the Domo?
Magic prism.
No, I'm still short on the Domo.
Oh, yeah, it really, you have to be at or near the.
Yeah, it's
Max.
29 and I'm at 25.
Oh, okay. Now where do I turn in the exploration tokens?
Oh. Good question. Ah, over here.
Credit exchange.
You need
Yeah,
60
cosmic
for...
I have 68.
This is weird.
For the cosmic armored weapon identification key.
Oh, okay.
What's the
You turn it
booklet
in for the booklets per stack of 100, and 6 of the booklets get you the cosmic armored weapon.
60.
Yeah.
Holy cow, guys!
They do this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be getting that anytime soon.
I'm
Ow.
gonna hold on to that because that means we need to get 600
Yeah.
of those.
No. 6,000, because they want 60 of the things. Or do you get them in lots of 10?
I was.
Yeah. 100 Oasis token booklets, or 100 exploration tokens gets you a token booklet, and then 60 of the token booklets gets you the mount.
Yeah, and I got like 80
6,000.
some for doing one of the timed
I got
missions
68.
at
I
silver.
got 68.
So
Yeah.
okay, I get one spin on the wheel.
Woohoo! I think they want you to have the vacuum suit.
Assuming I can get the vacuum suit.
It's the top thing on either choice.
I'm too scared to look.
Fortunately, I have a time delay.
No!
It
11
beats
materia.
It beats what I got.
Which is... Oh, you got a sparkler!
No, I got 10 of them.
I'm sorry, kitten.
Meow.
Yeah, it's just not been our night. But then again, we're getting kind of up there with our research, so it's just gonna get worse for here.
Yeah, like I said, eventually they're gonna introduce mining 6 points.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. I'm not sure how far through the second sequence we are. I think it's about 4 steps.
Come, sit. Have carbonated caffeine product. You know that's what the Loppers would call it. And you know it's carrot juice.
Yeah.
Caffeinated carrot juice. I don't know about that.
Bursts of energy.
Yeah, well. I thank you all for coming along this evening.
Yes.
We will be back at some point.
Tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah.
Assuming the entire household doesn't fall over, we should be back tomorrow night.
Yep. For more Deep Dungeon fun. Until then,
Yes.
you all be well, be safe, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you here starting at 9:30 Pacific.
Yes, everyone, have a great night. Hope to see you here for Death and Mayhem tomorrow. And the monsters will be committing mayhem and we will be dying.
Probably, yeah.
It's the 80s.